Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Deciphering My Experience. My name is Eric, and I want to jump right in today and tell you what's some new stuff going on with the website. In case you haven't noticed, I do have a live feature, which I have been starting to stretch my legs on because all of the bugs are out of the system I got here to make it run nice and smoothly. So I really look forward to just hitting the button, going live, and reaching out to everybody. Additionally, a new feature this week that is dialed in is the ability for folks to have live call-in. So we have a phone number that'll be up when the show is on, and you'll be able to call in live, ask questions, engage, share your stories, and let the world know what's going on in deciphering of your experience. But the show today is going to be more about Brookhaven National Laboratory cover-ups and why that's important to you nowadays. But I do want to ask people before we go too far to like, sub, share, hit the bell to get notifications, and also make sure you please go over to deciphering.tv. Reason being is you're going to get more info over there than I can present here on YouTube. So make sure you go to deciphering.tv, subscribe there so you're still in the loop, because when you sub here, YouTube, they like to remove subs and play with numbers and do all that kind of stuff. So if you go sub to me at my website, I swear I won't remove you from my own mailing list. So check that out and hope to see you over there. But in regards to today, Brookhaven National Laboratories is a facility that I've been trying to get people to pay more attention to. It's out in Suffolk County on Long Island, and it is just a stone's throw away from where Nikola Tesla's Wardenclyffe facility was originally, and also a other notable facility in the area would be the Shoreham Nuclear Power Plant, or what was formerly the Shoreham Nuclear Power Plant, because they don't have the plant there anymore. They basically moved it across the street to Brookhaven National Labs. But I'll throw some links down below for some of the stuff that I've previously covered on Brookhaven, because you may find that very interesting. But in as so far as today's info, what I came across was the history of Brookhaven National Labs and them being a pretty nefarious group. And there will be a link below I'm going to inform you where I got the information from. It was from this video that was on YouTube. It's a Newsday, which is Long Island mainstream media, did this report years ago. So this is where I'm getting the information from. The link will be below. But this is what you need to know as the true history of a very peculiar facility. For 43 years, doctors at Brookhaven National Laboratory were in charge of the medical care of the residents of the remote Marshall Islands in the Pacific who had been exposed to radiation from nuclear bomb blasts set off by the United States during the Cold War. Easily referenceable, folks. Take a look at the hydrogen bomb tests, what went on over at the Marshall Islands. It was a disaster, but these people got caught in the mix. Investigations show the lab knowingly allowed hundreds of island residents to live on contaminated islands so that American scientists could study the flow of radioactivity through their bodies for, quote, scientific and military concerns. Brookhaven National Laboratory also convinced some 100 Marshallese residents to have highly questionable thyroid surgery, paying each person $25,000 to secure their cooperation, often without their fully informed consent, which I want to make a note. That's information that I've already put out there. You can go to the website, archive section, Stargate consent form, and you can see where these programs talk about participants having being fully informed, or what they call knowingly or unknowingly consenting. It's very shady. After living on their contaminated islands from 1957 to 1985, the population of Rongelap fled, convinced that they were being lied to by the Brookhaven National Laboratory team. They now live hundreds of miles away from their homeland. The U.S. Congress will have to decide whether to pay $1 billion in damages awarded to Rongelap by the Nuclear Claims Tribunal in 2007. It's from my understanding that they have had to pay that $1 billion in damages. So that's a substantial number, and it's actually not a lot of people involved. Pardon me. So that's a big number per person, and what we can see is a potential problem for the government when they get exposed for this level of illegal experimentation on human subjects without them knowing. This can get very ridiculous very fast. How this relates to now and what this means to you is that there's a potential medical experiment going on at hand, is a question that I could lay at everybody's feet. Brookhaven National Labs has been involved in what's been going on in the last year and a half as far as them and their research and their science, and they're telling people what to do as well. Should we consider that maybe that information isn't that great? I think so. I think we should definitely be able to ask questions of facilities that have histories of covering up experiments on human beings. I recently had on a guest. His name was Scott Stansberry, and he is an OSHA respiratory health expert. And I'll put the link down below for that as well. And he'll explain to you the efficacy of masks where we are today, and how they do or do not impact the transmission of the COVID-19 or coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. But that's the stuff that you can't discuss here on YouTube. So that's why I'll put the link in there, and you can find out what's going on. I believe it was called Masking Questions and Getting Answers was that one. But folks, this is what we need to pay attention to, because if Brookhaven has a history of falsifying information for the purposes of experimenting on human beings, as the video shows, how much can we trust where they're at today if they're saying Fauci-related stuff? I don't trust this Fauci guy. I haven't from day one. I've made some videos, I think pretty much since this started, saying that it looks like it's a bioengineered weapon of war, and that we're in a pandemic, so to say, I guess, because it's not natural medical threat. So I know pandemic gets thrown around like it's a political term, but it's also a military situation to be able to cause this in the land of your foe. And this is why I also covered previously the work of Dr. James Giordano and the idea of neuroweapons, bioengineered social situations, even is a way of putting it, is that it's a new form of warfare, and folks need to get their heads beyond what we think of what was previously warfare, with explosives and troops on the ground and invasions from borders and sea lines. It's not going to be like that, not in the modern world of warfare that we are in. We're totally in it. So pay close attention, have a discerning mind, because these avenues of information have and will become more and more compromised as these days go, before things get better. I know a lot of people have been telling you to trust plans and everything will be all right. Just, sit on your butt and have a blast, that other people are fixing everything for you. And it's just not the case. And unfortunately, because too many people have believed that for too long, things are going to get nasty before they get better. assuredly. But better will occur. That will happen. So don't lose sleep over it. Just do the right thing more often than you have. And I will also try to do the right thing more often than I have, because better is better, and it's something that we can all work towards together. So please like, subscribe, share, and thank you for coming. And I hope you all got a little bit of info and check the links and see what you think. Let me know. Comment. Have a great day.